Good evening, Speed Gaming 3, and welcome to the Link Randomizer League. Season 5. Tonight we've got a swordless matchup between the perfect unadulterated gaming squad, Pugs with Andy, and over on the other side we got Roomies featuring Jay Meisher. I am Radical Sniper 99, joined tonight by VXR and Link Force on the tracking. Hello, VXR.
Hi. We got swordless today, and it's a little different from typical swordless.
Yeah, so we've definitely got the no swords part down, but we changed up the bows in this mode.
Yep, the bow and the solar arrows have been combined into one item. If you're wondering what happened to the second bow, it's been replaced with a second single arrow, so that is no longer a unique item.
Yeah. So, gonna be a little different. You know, they're gonna want, you want that bow for silverless for Ganon because nobody likes silverless Ganon.
Yeah, especially when you try to hit him with a hammer, it's not fun.
Yeah, definitely not impossible, but not in anybody's list of things they want to approach tonight. But we will be off shortly. Now, in terms of our divisions, this is part of our Kakariko division right now. The Pugs are tied for first place with the last locationeers. Both teams 7 and... Or, sorry. No, I am wrong. They're tied. Pugs at 7 and 1. Last locationeers currently at 7 and 3, however. So, a win will get Pugs back into sole first place. Roomies right now tied for 6th at 9 points. Looking to continue to get some wins to hopefully not be faced under the threat of relegation.
It is a green pendant on Desert Palace and regular crystals at Eastern and Hera. Both runners going to check out Uncle. Guard dropping magic, tier 1 pull, just recovery hearts.
Yeah, nothing really sending us into escape, just the peace of mind of finding hopefully something. The $50.
Quake, well, unfortunately, because we're swordless, the medallions can only be used to either open Misery Mire or Turtle Rock, or to kill the Freezords or break Cold Stare's shell.
Yeah, very limited uses in this mode for sure.
And opening the dungeons requires the hammer, or using them for what uses they have.
Just like for the tablets, you need to have not just the book, but the hammer to get those.
And because we don't have swords, the curtains in Aghanim's Tower and Skolets have already been pulled back, so just go through those.
More rupees at the mushroom spot. Both of our runners are going to get that. At this rate, we're not looking at great resources to deal with anything.
Yeah. Well, just rupees from the bush crab that Andy doesn't want.
And I will say, I do like the strategy for Meisher. I've seen a few runners go with it. You don't get anything really, and you're just like, instead of coming into CAC and going straight down, I'll go down from south and go for the 50-50s, and Meisher getting 2 bombs already.
Nice. And also my Discord settings, audio settings reset themselves, so hopefully that's better.
And Meisher gets another 2 bombs, so already coming into CAC with 4 bombs. He'll be able to get done pretty much everything he needs to. And he's going to check back our tavern to see if maybe he can get something to start up here. And he finds a sword. It just, it's unfortunately rupees.
And Did not see what was on race game.
Neither did I. But clearly,
wants it.
Mishra says he needs it.
It's a hammer.
Oh, yeah. We need that.
Yeah, and it's really one of your only good weapons in this mode. Yeah, without the sword, it's like your really good weapons are really bow hammer, fire rod. It's just not great choices.
Now, on the plus side, we did get a little bit of extra money, so both of our runners are going to have money for Bottle Vendor as well as purchasing bombs, as we also get our Moon Pearl, so we're close to Dark World already.
Oh, well, there it is.
I spoke too soon.
And also a bottle, so we're going back to Sick Kid. After we check Blind Hut first.
I will say this is shaping up to be an interesting start of a seed. You know, we're already up to 5 hearts on Andy's side. Mishra won't be far behind on that, but it does kind of indicate like we're gonna have some low percent stuff going here soon in Dark World.
Yeah, and in Swordless, you want to get as many safeties as you possibly can.
Yeah, we'll probably see our runners aim for a little bit more on the heart pieces that they find, you know, probably not turning their nose up at a heart container here or there or a mail upgrade if easy enough.
Just bombs on Sick Kid.
Not too bad. It's a nice little refill for Andy at this point.
Yeah.
And I'll be curious to see how that... Yeah. I'll be curious to see how Mishra goes with this. Only putting him at 4 bombs again. Got 3, used 3, so...
Yeah. And he's gonna go down and see the hammer. Mishra continuing his trek through CAC.
Looks like he's going straight to Dark World at this point. Oh.
Yeah, you want that.
You do want to do the Blind Hut checks. That's fair. But as I said, I would be shocked if Mishra isn't considering an immediate play to Dark World here.
It was a save and quits. Yeah, that's probably back of escape.
Yeah. I mean, I could even see South Shore for Mini Moldorm Cave. That's a good 5-6 items. Or 5 in Mini Moldorm, plus the 2 at the dam, maybe Ice Rod Cave. 8 checks that are usually pretty valuable early.
Moon Pearl was in the well. We got items the rest of the way in Hyrule Castle. And he's just gonna head to South Shore.
And is this VOO from Andy?
Could be. He's heading back to CAC.
And it's Mishra's doing Hype Cave. Actually, Andy's going up to Death Mountain, possibly. Skull and Pod are our pendants. I see TR and Swamp are our 5-6 crystals.
He's going up the mountain. Out of logic. A little trickier when you don't have the sword trail or whatever to guide you. Oh, second green 20 and I gave.
I gotta say, that's some nice darkroom navigation. I know that one's pretty easy to get through, but usually I hear a lot of people use a like an audio cue of quick swap to kind of hear when they go through the door transition.
Ah, neat. Jamie sure is heading towards the pyramid. Probably around a catfish with us as well.
Well, Andy's gonna go with the Houlihan.
Looked like arrows on pyramid was. And this is going to, let's see if you go South Shore or Dark World, it's be South Shore.
Yeah, we have all the options in the world pretty much right now, and it's very interesting to see how each of them is kind of interpreting that openness.
And we can go to Pod, you can go to Skull Woods, you can go to Thieves Town. Oh, we're Thieves Town, actually. A lot of options.
Yeah, I think the only thing scary about that is the 6-heart blind.
Okay, these mini arms are pretty tricky with the hammer, so Andy's going to opt for the bomb strats.
Nice double kill on the left. And perfect bomb strats there.
I'll upgrade a Cane of Samaria, which is a third green 20, a red 20, and bombs.
He clearly was saying we want to give you swords. It's unfortunate that the week just happens to be swordless.
Well, at least Andy can survive one crab hit with that blue mail. Of course, if anyone's wondering what chat's referring to, it's Andy had issues with crabs back in the main tournament.
Yeah, they've kind of been an arch nemesis recently, it feels like. We're used to multi-heart hits in Dark World, not Light World.
Right. Make sure it's got one bomb. I think he's going to use the hammer here. Oh, down to 1 heart. Okay, he's going to use his last bomb. Well, there are bombs back here at least. He's going to send a fake flipper. Not quite to Zora money yet.
Say this 2-neck MSU is so relaxing to listen to.
For sure. Sure's got to also be careful he cannot survive a hit.
You know there's
unfortunate.
nothing there, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things you get hit and you're just like, oh no.
Yep, it's gonna be in the back. Another bottle on Hylia Island. With the Moon Pearl, Andy will be able to set up a water walk to open these chests.
Unfortunately, just not enough rupees.
Oh, maybe. Oh, okay, gets the fire rod. Yeah, 34 rupees short, unfortunately.
That fire rod is a massive advantage to have this early.
Mm-hmm. Although Skullwoods is a pendant.
Yeah, and it's really going to come down to when we see flippers. I think the hard part is that Mishra already having gone to Quakefish, even if he gets the mirror, like, I don't think that incentivizes the play up to that area anymore.
And welcome in Raiders from SpeedGaming 1, who came from another Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 5 match. We've got another one here between Andy from Pugs and Jamie Ship from Tile Roomies. We had very quick Dark World access in the seed. Andy fake flippered and pulled a fire rod out of Waterfall Ferry. So that's the big difference between the two right now. Andy's gonna see that pen and he's like, really, game? I got a fire rod and I get a pen at Skullwoods.
At least it's something we need.
Yeah, I guess we first
small consolation prize.
Can't beat Trinex without it. And we're getting a Thieves Town play from Mishra. First item already is a heart container.
I think my one worry for Mishra here is the direction to pick after he finishes this.
Yeah. Probably not thinking about fake flippering right now.
Because at this point, Mishra did hype. But did not continue over to Stumpy and Digging Game. But might feel some push to Skull Woods as well. So kind of in a 50-50 on which way to go. And, oh, wow.
Nice.
Nice bouncing.
That's why they call it the pinball room. Okay, and second item is either in the big key chest or in the back.
On the plus side, Mario makes that pretty easy.
Yeah, you cut out there.
That big chest with Samari is going to be, or the big key chest.
Oh, it is the nets.
Pretty good second item, I'd say. So Mishra won't be. Oh, and there's the flippers out of Thieves Town. So nice couple of finds here. And just like that, we have actually access decent access at that to beat Skull Woods.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Skull. Ice.
Yeah. Oh, no, we can't get in. Oh, wait, no, the fire rod, yeah. Looking at Jamie's tracker.
Combine these two runners and we have Ice Palace.
Yeah, it is fully clearable, too.
Yeah, maybe not logically based on hookshot logic, but I can't imagine our runners are going to care too much about that. I think the big thing they're going to care about is the fact that we're at 6 and 7 hearts, respectively.
Yeah. And no half magic yet. We do have a couple. We do have a bottle, though.
Yeah, and I believe it did have a green goo, so in at least a decent shape for that.
And he now going into Thieves Town. Ooh, mirror in the Thieves Town big chest. Okay, well, we can go to Swamp Palace now, but not clear it.
All these pieces just keep on raising the question, where does Mishra go? Like, I could see Mishra skipping Skull Woods here, and really, that's not a great situation. Because, like, at this point, South is Dig Game, Stumpy, and Cave 45, all in pretty quick succession. North has Graveyard Ledge, and Skull. And those 3 checks are a little bit further apart.
Nice blind fights. Yes, Maria, definitely a good weapon using Swordless, and that is crystal number 1.
Andy in a little bit of trouble here, down to 1 heart, heading towards the back. Unfortunately, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, like, blind is not one of those fights you want to have. You know, you want to die, and especially swordless, because there's just not a real great way to get even on a semblance of a script.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately for Mishra here, heading south to Dig Game, it's a defendable play. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't know when that means he'll get back to Skull Woods.
Yeah.
And Andy being very cautious here throughout Thieves Town, really trying to build up his health back from that 1 heart. And that's especially worrying, in my opinion, at this point for Mishra. Silvers are great, bow is great, you know, needed item. We've got a Crystal Eastern just screaming out, but this is more stuff that's going to continue to push him further away from Skull. And the flute is equally dangerous. Wow.
Is this an Ice Rod hunt right now?
Ice Rod and Hookshot.
Oh yeah, Hookshot.
Potentially we don't need boots. Desert Palace being a pendant definitely sends us a little bit not to worry about that. But yeah, we could be 2 from go, depending on medallions for Mire and Turtle Rock. And of course, boots could be our access point for Mire.
Sure is gonna get this bottle. See what he decides to, where he goes next. Okay, he's gonna check Hobo.
Yeah, and I think that'll probably lead maybe a save and quit to Sank to go activate the flute. But after that, I'm seeing Eastern Palace and Saha as kind of the play. And a strong blind fight for Andy as well, getting his first crystal. So nicely done by both of our runners on blind. But Andy getting Mitts and the Mirror, I would not be surprised to see him do some version of Smith Chain here.
See that too. And Nature has fluted to 5. And is going to do Eastern.
Yeah, no real surprises here. Clearable Crystal Dungeon, plenty of, 3 checks here, heads to Saha's Closet afterwards. We'll get 3 more from that. So I like the play. It's just unfortunate that, like, it doesn't send him any closer to his Mitts or Fire Rod at this moment.
Red Ruby in the first chest.
Just some arrows down at Hammer Peg, so not a big deal with that. Part of this game just always comes down to a bit of timing. I don't want to call it luck, but it really can be in some regards. You make one decision that you feel is reasonable at the time, and it throws you away from the spot that really matters. This big key placement in Eastern Palace.
It's a 50-50 between big key chest and Armos. Nice. There's Andy's bow and silvers.
And I'm sure the mental math is starting to come of like, okay, what am I missing? What's left? Especially after you get that flute as well. Like, you realize how little's left to need already. And it was not on Armos. we still have one more item in Eastern Palace.
Just does not like Hype Cave.
I mean, I think Hype Cave is a nice place to visit.
I do too.
So, I don't know.
Even though it's not hype today.
Yeah. I mean, why listen to a sentient purple chest?
Sa's got a red rupee, 10 arrows, and 50 rupees. Still just short of Zora money.
I think this is going to be Mountain next for Mishra. Crystal. Yep. Crystal and a lot of checks. This is a good play. Question is, will we even be able to beat Hera without any fire? On the plus side for Mishra, no, nothing on Smith Chain.
So all I can do over here is just peek the ledge and check a Gina.
For the tablets in Swordless, you will need not just the book, you also need the hammer. So that is the activation requirement in this mode.
Just be some hurt in Nagina's cave. Junk on the mountain so far.
And he's going to go activate that flute now. Definitely going to be a valuable addition to his arsenal at this point. But I'll be very curious to see where he heads after this. Eastern looks good. Ice isn't terrible for him. Maybe go check the Mire area, find out the medallion, and maybe get, the free items in Mire Shed and Checkerboard.
Fortunately for me, the big key is vanilla.
Maybe he gets a hook shot over on East Death Mountain to come back and complete the dungeon, but we'll see about that. And Andy is just going to go for Eastern at this point. We'll see if he decides to skip that vanilla big key chest. We know it's an item, we just don't know what. And there's one of those single arrows you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I only saw the other one somewhere else. I don't remember where. Gary's and Mini Molem's not cooperating.
Oh man.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and that's going to take a lot to get back to. It's still the densest play he has available, and I'm not surprised he's going back, but, this is a walk. This is a trek.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those things where it's compounding mental damage in a sense. Like, the Ice Rod Cave death, not getting to make that check. Now the death in Spiral Cave, it's not a good feeling right now. We will see if Andy decides to make this extra check of the vanilla big key chest. He usually is a little more thorough with his clear strategy, so we'll see if he continues that here.
Easy. Might took me to get him back here, just to get back here. And he's gonna go for the biggie chest.
And if this is an item, if this is anything important, you know, medallion, hookshot, ice rod, this becomes a very bad situation for Mishra very quickly.
And he's using the fire rod to try to guide where he's going. And to kill some of the enemies as well.
He's still got plenty of magic to get the torchlight in the back, so... Okay, so nothing big lost for Mishra. We'll stay on the opposite side of the spectrum here. You know, if there's something on Zora, that could be massive for Mishra because he's at least got a reason to go there right now for all those flipper checks.
Yeah.
Andy doesn't have a lot of incentive just for Zora. So there's definitely some little skips each of them have made, and it's just a question of which one they go for.
Right.
Although I'm not sure what Mishra's play is here. Is this a swamp dive? It seems unrealistic to me, but...
What it's looking like.
That's definitely what it appears to be. I mean, here's a gamble. This definitely... This is kind of screaming like, I'm not feeling great about what's happened. I need to make a play. Question in chat, what was on Zora? We don't know. We just know that Andy did all the checks up there besides Zora. But we do know Fire Rod is in Zora Waterfall. So for Andy, we're not sure what sends him back there if there is an item on Zora.
And Andy might consider Zora when he goes to do Ice Palace. Well, he's probably doing Ice Palace right now.
So 2 crystals apiece so far. Andy is in a clearable crystal dungeon. Mishra unfortunately needs to find Hookshot to clear this dungeon. If Hookshot's here, as chat's kind of indicating, this could be huge. Because honestly, I don't see much of a reason for Andy to dip this dungeon without Hook.
Hey, that's a convenient big key. You just go right to the big chest. No vanilla Hookshot today, unfortunately. Ooh, powder in Ice Palace.
It's a nice little find. You've taken a little bit of damage so far in this dungeon, so I think, you know, not a terrible thing to get. And yeah.
He's gonna use it on the bunny beam.
I believe that big key location does indicate that the dungeon is not hookshot locked, at least. But I could be wrong. I always mix that one up.
Yeah, Ice Palace key logic's the one I have trouble wrapping my brain around. I think that's the first key we've seen. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The big key chest is hook locked. Oh, just a map on left side.
Oh, yeah.
No, big key chest and swamp will be an item.
Is powder hook locked?
The
fact that we got one small key that was on the left side and the big key was on right side. But nothing out of Swamp Palace for Mishra, so unfortunately just not a play that leads him to anything right now. And it looks like the next play is going to be Palace of Darkness for Jay Mishra.
Maybe going over to the DLC room to pick up some magic.
In terms of the two items that Mishra is missing, mitts are in the vanilla big key chest of Skull Woods, and the fire rod is in Zora Waterfall.
And he is going to use his green potion so he can get some fire rod shots on Cold Stare.
Fortunately, can't menu here with the puff exploding, but yeah, that last puff had barely anything left on it. Nice fight.
And we get ether out of the shooter chest and pod.
It's definitely a good, valuable find for Mishra. Not sure if Andy will find his way over to pod or if he'll find some other stuff first.
And he's not going to Zora, he is going to the Mire area.
And this will kind of help us determine, you know, the value of that medallion.
Dodging the Murderdactyl first.
Yeah, unfortunately, no hook, no boomerang, no nothing to really just manage him. And there's the ice rod,
okay.
So we could have full clearable Turtle Rock right now, depending on the medallion. Well, of course, and the logical, and it's Quake for Mire, so we so far do not need ether.
Yeah. However, we cannot get into Misery Mire right now. Or I mean, we can open it, but we can't go any further.
And it looks like Andy has no desire to enter desert right now, so he's probably heading, yep, to the mountain as well. In his mind, this is a pretty cut play or clear play to just head up here.
That had to be a key there. They found an item in the shooter chest, and the big chest was vanilla. So Andy is doing here, which he can full clear.
Yeah, question is, does he want to do the vanilla big key chest?
He will have to take the coffee break, though, if he wants to do that. Well, Andy is going to wait.
Yeah, this could be him saying, let me see if I can get hook first. And if I don't, I can come back.
Yeah, and there's only one item left, too.
And this check, or this move for Andy is going to kind of be a moment of truth right now on this pod play. Was Ether, which has been so far the only real prize needed, and it is, okay, big find for Mishra now.
Yeah, so he will have to go there. Believe there is an item on Helmasaur King. Yeah, Hookshot Cave not available. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, there was, you know, is he going to hover? No, he can't. Apparently he's allowed to now. And Mishra heading back into Eastern.
Yeah, for sure, just missing Hookshot now. He will not need Bombos today.
Won't even get to use Bombos.
Yep. Asher is going back for the Eastern Big Key chest. Nice hover. I expect Danny's gonna hover. Oh, oh, okay, there's the lamp.
That's full clearable mire as well for him.
Although with this hover, really only thing he could help him would be, in his mind, Ether or... Oh yeah, Ether.
Yeah, that's the thing, is to Andy right now, this could be his Ether medallion. And that would just give him so much info. And yeah, Mishra's kind of clearing up some of his orphan checks that weren't such a great feeling, but we unfortunately know there were nothing. He's now headed to Zora area, so he'll get his fire rod.
And he's got Zora money, so if King Zora's got the hook shot, that'd be huge. And that fire rod could pull him towards Skull Woods.
Yeah, things are looking a little bit better for Misha right now. There's potential that, you know, him getting those that ether medallion when he did could help. Still a bit behind just based on, you know, overall checks, but not out of it by any stretch.
That's another bottle.
So not gonna help him much, but that fire rod will likely send him. I think that's really his last set of checks right now. Like, I think he has to head into Skull now.
A compass. No, yeah. Yeah. Nice bomb jump.
There's our second item, so hookshot not in Hera. What we can say is, of course, as well, the Pyramid Fairy's dead for this seed. Hookshot will not be there. It's looking very likely that it's either in Mire or TR at this rate. Or at least I think those are the only other things that are available are what? Boots checks and North Dark World?
That is crystal number 4 for Andy.
Misha about to get his mitts here. We have not seen the magic bat yet. Andy heading back for Spiral Cave before... I have to assume Mire's going to be his next check.
Yeah.
And then maybe Pod after that? Or Desert. Desert into Pod?
Yeah,
realistically. I think the 3 items in Desert and it being Green Pendant might kind of shout for him to go do that. And here's those boots checks.
The King's Tomb, then Bonk Rocks. We have not seen the Lumberjack Ledge yet.
Yeah, maybe that did just come into logic.
Yeah, maybe Annie will go see if the hookshot's there.
I will say, like, if you're looking at this race, like, if you're rooting for Andy, I think you what he wants to see here is, you know, something to get him over to pod to get ether, and that Hook is locked behind it. If Hook shows up before then, he could be on a bit of a wild goose chase for others' checks.
Yeah.
For Mishur, it's, you know, it's the opposite fact here. Like, you want Hookshot to be in Mire or Desert, probably.
And you gotta kill the murdered Actyl. Alright, good.
We are looking for Hookshot. Swamp Palace is one of our crystals, so our runners will need the hook to beat that dungeon. And yeah, we did get both items out of Skull. If this in any way is a Ped seed, they would pretty much kill Moth right before Ped at this rate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, without the hookshot, we just don't have a great alternate weapon.
Yeah. At least Misha does have red mail, so Puffs will only do 2 hearts, and the falling chunks of ice only do half a heart.
Yeah, and Mishra does have, I believe, a red goo.
Yep, just got it off of King Zora.
We do have a Godmire today.
First item.
Yep.
Make sure headed to my area. Of course, he can't actually go into the dungeon right now. He's got to get the boots out of Super Bunny Cave.
Nice rail clip there and on Andy's side.
And here is Mishra's Ice Rod.
So with his trip up the mountain, we'll be able to full clear Turtle Rock.
You know, it's a 50-50 between cutscene and Vitreous for the second item.
Did we get all the small keys already?
Okay, I'm gonna spend 2. I don't think we've seen all 3. Let's see. Bridge, big chest.
I think that means that Viddy's going to be a small key then.
Yeah, because there wasn't the big key
So
wasn't
our last item I think is vanilla big key chest.
I believe Desert's not boots locked. Yep, there's the key.
Yeah, fully not boots locked. Interesting.
I think Compass was on the torch, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there is an item on Landlords. In addition to the green pendant.
There is crystal number 5 for Andy, so still maintaining a 2 crystal lead, but definitely has a pretty, I don't want to call it significant, but it feels like a big lead over Misha at this point. And realistically, Andy, is going to clear desert here, get the green pendant, go to turn that in, and if there's nothing there, I think Pod's his next play. Like, maybe he does a quick magic bat check, but, like, I don't see a way he avoids Pod any further after that.
Yeah. And yeah, Andy's does have the boot, so he's gonna gain time on Jamie Sure and Desert Palace.
Yeah, and I mean, the deeper this seed gets, it looks like there's going to be, like, it's looking more and more like hook shots probably in TR. So you're going to need to climb the mountain, leave the mountain, and go back anyway. So not a big punish for Andy at this rate. Like, I think the number of mountain trips will almost balance out between the two of them. And yes, at this point, Andy is just looking for a hook shot in ether, while Misha is mainly just looking for the hook shot. Would definitely appreciate the boots and lamp.
Oh, okay, good. Need to remember to Gina.
Curious where Misha's going to go next. Walking out of Agina. Kind of always a surprising play. Back to the pod area. I mean, I can see this being green pendant, but why else are we here? I mean, even if Helma had an item, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of going back just for Helma.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Mirror bonk. Green pendant with nothing.
So yeah, Andy's definitely going to head into Palace of Darkness here.
I was thinking,
Misha heading back.
we have not seen the front of Escape.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yeah, looks like it could very well be there this whole time.
The memories of yesterday's race that I watched are calmed. Ooh. The seed didn't kind of just never told you to go do front of escape, but it's definitely an option. But Andy's about to get his Ether Medallion right here in Shooter Room. I'll be very curious about how long he stays here. Is this a full play for Pod? Or is this a, I just got one piece of go mode, I'm leaving immediately for TR. There's the mirror. He's going in further. Okay, so he is going to check and full clear this dungeon, looking for his hook shot. And I think what you can kind of see from this is really like Andy has a clear advantage here. He's got the tools, like he's got pretty much the same equipment as Misher, just a little better equipped with boots and lamp. And he's got 2 crystals more. Like he's just up in very important pieces of the puzzle. And it's just a question of when we get those plays. Like I don't see a lot of outs for Jay Misha right now.
Yeah. Maybe as I said earlier, front of escape, maybe.
Yeah. It's definitely a possibility. I just don't know if that's enough. Like I feel like Andy's got the check ahead that matter. But here we go. Helmasaur King, what do you have for us tonight? Just 10 arrows, so the rest of Pod is going to draw empty for Andy, and technically we had to visit here for that Ether Medallion.
Yeah, so we'll see if... I'd expect him to go to TR now.
Yeah, unless like he's very hard playing Ped. He's hard playing Ped right now. Yeah. Jay Misher is really making a play for Ped at this point. I think he realizes kind of how dire his situation is, unfortunately. You know, the deaths and the nearly last locating of the mitts are 2 things he realizes how tough it is to get around. But Andy's going to make the play. We're not surprised from him. Heading up to Turtle Rock, hoping for his hook shot here.
Yeah, Ped is one of the few outs for Misha at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if it's enough to give him the advantage, but it's enough to keep him in this race for sure.
Oh yeah, Spike Cape. We haven't seen that.
Yeah, unfortunately, no invincibility item yet.
Yeah, it's out of logic anyways.
And I don't think either of them really have, like... I think Misha still has a red goo, and he could probably get through it. I don't think Andy has the equipment to get it right now at all. Okay, nice moth kill for Misher. We knew that wasn't going to be an item, but here we go. The Ped pull is imminent.
And nice bomb host and TR. All right, chat. Here's your favorite part of ALTTP Randomizer, a blind pet pull. Just a heart container.
There's a big key and our small key in the right side. But Andy is going to have to full clear this dungeon. And Misha's going for under the bridge. I thought we got both items, but did he skip the rest? Misha skipped to the front, didn't he?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going straight to Mets and then immediately bailing on getting those.
We knew that was going to be a small key there for Andy. And there's that second item for Misha. Yeah, at this point, I think the only checks we really have not seen are Magic Bat, Front of Escape, and the rest of Turtle Rock. Including Mimic Cave.
Yeah.
Oh, and Graveyard Ledge.
Oh, yeah. Nobody went that way.
Unfortunately, Andy did it with the boots and not from Dark World, so no option for him. Whereas Misha just hasn't gone for those checks with the mirror either. And doesn't have the boots to kind of incentivize it. But we're going to get Smith Chain from Jay Misha, and we know this isn't the answer. But this will lead us to Magic Bat over on Misha's side. Mimic Cave, not the answer.
Oh, and
chat pointing out, we might still have an item in Mire, actually. That's right.
Yep, cutscene chest.
Yeah, and I don't see what it puts Andy back into Mire for that. Not on the bat. We do have all 4 TR smalls, so the bridge is pretty much going to be just straight up items at this point.
Still map and compass outstanding. Yeah, I feel like there's been some mental damage in this seed.
Actually, we're not sure that Powder was actually hookshot locked. The big key was on right side of Turtle Rock, and there it is.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
Laser bridge. Okay. That is go mode for Andy at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 3 seconds.
And here we go. Hammer Trinex coming up on Andy's side for his 6th crystal. Nice work on the Firehead. Now just the Ice Head left. Fortunately, the Trinex not playing so nicely here, really skirting away. And Mishra heading for the front of escape at this point. I think he realizes he has so few outs available that this is kind of the best one in for him. Like, if it was in TR at this point, or if it's on Dark Death Mountain, he's kind of already in a bad place. So gonna take the gamble at this rate.
Also, we got literacy from Trinex. Andy is playing with what's called palette shuffle, so it ends up changing the color scheme a little bit. Oh, here's where our money was hiding.
I will say, while Palette Shuffle is quite fun, just make sure you know what the world looks like and maybe don't play it with entrance rando if you're a bit newer to the community in the game.
Yeah. It was quite a pink swamp palace.
Definitely seen worse colors in this dungeon.
And he's not interested in opening any chests at this point. He doesn't really need any more safeties. Got red mail.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you get half magical, which will make your climb a little bit better, but not a huge, like, swing.
Yeah, I got no choice but to have to constantly go to your menu. You know,
Yeah,
the sword.
the only other real strat I've seen employed usually is, quick swap to silvers. But I mean, that's such a risky feeling.
And the boomerang's in your way too.
Yeah, and if you go one too far, there's your mirror, and you get to start the fight over. Yes, Menu Simulator 2022, PowerPoint Simulator, it's all the great ways to look at that fight.
And we get the bug net. That's actually a really good item in Swordless.
Yeah, definitely the best way to fight Aga.
Alright, it's time for everyone's favorite game. Start guessing where the GT Big Key is going to be.
Yeah, 22 locations in Ganon's Tower Basement. One of them's got a big key. We'll find out which one it is and how much we really needed those boots, possibly even. But here we go, Andy into GT.
And you're going to start me going right. Okay, we do have a small key.
Yeah, so maybe we head on. Oh, two small keys. So maybe we get a full play over to. Looks like we are getting the full play over to the compass room. And Andy is looking to conserve just a bit of magic here. Without half magic, the climb really does benefit from having a good amount of magic on it, so.
Yeah, we never found half magic yet. Or yet. Could be in here in GT. It probably is. Okay, well, there's the cape. Compass, 10 arrows, and 50 rupees.
And we'll see if Andy decides to continue on this side, or no, he's getting ready to head back to left. Yep, there we go.
Napping on the torch.
Meanwhile, Misha is going to head into Turtle Rock, so he'll have his hookshot shortly. Hopefully he does check out Super Bunny, though, for his boots, as well as Hookshot Cave for that lamp. And talking about half magic, there it is. And we're up through 11 so far, no big key.
Our 12 is a red rupee, and this is going to be boots for Misha. Fire Snake, wrestling number 13, and it's 10 arrows. That's 14 was 300 rupees, 15 pieces of art, 16 bombs, and 17 more bombs.
So we are down to Bob, Ice Armos, and Towel Room.
Number 18. Wow, even more money.
We've got a 75% chance behind Ice Armos, and of course that good old 25% of Tile Room. But first up, number 19. Art, 20 bucks. 21, just short of Tile Room tonight.
Okay.
And we got it from IconX22. And that looks like it for tonight. So congratulations. 21 is our answer. Very nice switch or spike switch room there.
No time for the gauntlet.
You'll see how he decides to manage his resources. A full bar of magic, 21 silver arrows, plenty for everything. Going with the hammer strats mostly right now.
And it has made it past the gauntlets. Very nice zero cycle.
Nice Wizrobes too there, getting all of them in that first cycle without the sword. You're going to have his go mode shortly, before Andy hits his own, reaches Ganon, I would say.
Oh! Andy fails to hover, unfortunately. Alright, take two. And he gets it.
First time every time, right?
Yep.
And of course, the greatest sound effect ever, hover the Moldorm 2 gap, and you get the bouncing bumper.
Very nice,
Nice
double.
Yep.
Bug
net dashes.
Net dash, yep. Oh, okay, does get one there. Another double. And let's go one for me, sure.
Yep. And very nice. Another one there. So 2-1, 2-1 for Andy on Aga 2. Here we go, Ganon with a hammer. So fun times with this fight. Of course, unfortunately, the hammer hitbox not great, and Ganon really cutting short that teleport. Fortunately, Ganon along this bottom row here, there's not always a great opportunity for hits. He is very much unavailable to hit most of the time down there. Up here, luckily, we do have some more options, so Andy gonna get a few quick hits in. Aiming for his right arm there, and then just dodging from there. Nice, what was that, a 2 cycle for phase 2?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Misha getting his Trinex kill for his 6th crystal.
Oh yeah, 5th crystal, he still has to do Meyer.
Oh, you're right, 5th. My bad.
And a lot of warping there. You get a double out of that.
And then Andy's setting up for the double to finish the fight.
Which he does.
Very nicely done. All that's left for Andy is, of course, crossing the bridge, so get your GGs in chat for Andy. And there we go. Andy finishing first overall tonight with a 131-51 for the win for Team Pugs. Understandably, Jamie sure deciding to forfeit as soon as that finish came through. So get your GGs in chat as well for Jay Meisher. And we, of course, will see if we can get our runners in for interviews tonight.
Andy in chat is telling us to keep an eye on the credits.
What is in the credits tonight? As we are now joined by Andy. Andy, what are we looking for here?
Oh, you'll see. It'll be pretty obvious.
Okay.
Okay.
We're also joined by Jay Meisher, GG, both you guys.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's, Jay Meisher.
Oh. Nice. That's your ad here.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Andy.
Thank you. So, initial thoughts on this this great seed?
It was really great. Like all the decisions I made early paid off pretty well, and then it was like an hour looking for 2 items, basically.
Yeah, the game threw everything at you early on.
Yeah, I found it less great, but that's really those are really issues of my own making. So I don't know. I don't know that I can fault the seed too much for my decision making this time around.
Yeah, we felt. I'm guessing you can confirm this, Mishra, but after some of the stuff with the mitts, I'm guessing you kind of were aiming for that home run play in a sense.
Yeah, so I didn't come into this race thinking like, oh, I need to make a bunch of crazy gambles to win. But I did know that, you know, I don't have nearly the level of experience in Swordless that Andy does. And like all things being equal, if we're walking up the GT climb at the same time, I'm probably screwed. So I knew that I needed to make up some ground somewhere. Like the early catfish play was a little bit of a kind of home run play. Just, you know, if something ends up being there, it's probably gonna be difficult. It's probably gonna be a while before Andy gets over there, given that, you know, there's a fully clearable Thieves Town over there. That just didn't work out, and what ended up being the big thing was dying on my way to Ice Rod Cave, because turns out right after that was the Fire Rod. And that's actually what pushed me to go back to Skull Woods and get those mitts much later. So yeah, and then kind of once that played out, and you know, I decided to dip Hookless Swamp for absolutely nothing. I knew at that point that like I was probably going to lose no matter what, unless something crazy happened, like hook shots on pedestal or something. So, you know, I figured, even though I do have I have the ability to go to the mountain, I should probably just kind of swing for the fences here and see if it works out. It didn't this time around, but it is what it is.
Completely understandable for sure. And you know, for Andy, yeah, that early fire rod, is that what sent you into Skull, or was that kind of in your plan from the beginning?
Skullwoods has been hot lately, but Fire Rod definitely led me up there for sure. Because I was like, okay, 5 hearts or 6 hearts, whatever I had. There's an item on Moth. That would be, you know, 6 heart Moth is rough with swords, let alone without. So I was, you know, hoping that there was going to be an item on Moth and that it could like maybe be an early, like swing play, and then both items were in the front, and one of them was the mitts. So I was like, all right, this is cool. Yeah, I don't know. Even during like SG Live, I think every single one of my seeds had progression in Skullwoods. So yeah, Skullwoods has just been on the always go up list as of late.
Who would have thought the dungeon with 2 items could pay out all the time?
Even better when it's a pendant, right? Like
exactly.
Yep. But yeah, then delaying Mountain pretty much as late as possible. To like try and find Ice Rod or Hookshot or something to maybe make it a one dip Mountain. Didn't end up happening, but yeah, I did get to skip a decent amount of checks this seed, which felt pretty nice. I didn't really know what to do in pod when I got Ether in chest 1. I was like, okay, I could go up the mountain without a hook shot, but if hook shot's in here, then I don't have to go up the mountain 2 more times. I like compromised with my brain, and I was like, all right, I'll just get the keys right side and go straight back and then leave.
Yeah,
it was kind of weird. But yeah, I had so much left. Like I still had the front of escape to do. Like Zora, Graveyard Ledge, Spike Cave, Bat, Catfish, Pyramid. Hookless Swamp was still an option. but like 6 things in Turtle Rock was just too good to pass up. And like if I full clear pod, I may be tempted to just beat Helmasaur, just in case. So I don't know. I still don't really know how I feel about what I did in pod, but it is what it is.
Definitely
Okay.
a bit of a curious.
Yeah,
set
it's
of
not
checks.
worse. It's not worse than what I did, so you're all good. Yeah, I mean, the worst part was like making the gambles that I did, and then redoubling back and getting the things that I skipped for nothing, like going back for catfish, and then or going back for the Eastern Big Key chest that I skipped early. Yeah, I don't know. The seed was very straightforward when I wanted it to be less straightforward, which is kind of always the way I feel like.
I almost skipped Eastern Big Key Chest, and I was like, I after watching Matt basically lose a race in the first 10 minutes at SG Live to doing that basically.
Yeah, I think early it does. I think you should always be going back to get it. Like if you're missing 1 or 2 items and you've got a bunch more checks elsewhere, then it may make sense. But yeah, that's a tough call. And like where I was in the race, I was already starting to feel the heat a little bit, and yeah, just like I'll give it a chance, skip it, and yeah, it ended up being an item, but nothing. So
Yeah.
like when I went back later to pod, and then with pod I did everything but the boss, and then mirrored back over to check the Eastern Big Key chest. So just like I don't know, maybe I should have had more conviction on those gambles, but I probably would have gone back to clear them either way. Just I don't know. Nothing really mattered after a certain point. Kind of felt like.
That's the way rando goes sometimes.
Yeah, I was like, I pulled the pedestal and got the full heart, and I was like, well, I'm gonna just casually run through the seed, wait for Andy to finish me off here. But yeah, GG's again, man. Like I said, it's going in playing against someone of your caliber, like it's gonna be a tough race, and I played it well, and it didn't work out for me this time, so.
GG to both of you. I don't really have anything else to say.
Yeah, I think pretty much covered for this one. I guess the questions are, of course, second race already scheduled here, or
Tomorrow, 6 p.m.
It's Kappa and Dante, I believe.
Yep, that should be a good race.
yeah. I will say we do have one other race scheduled for tonight. It looks like. Don't forget to track us, and Rando Toddlers, PRD Wong versus Mr. Aaron Snurd will be occurring on SG2. And I believe there is a current race going on in the Open League over on the ALTTPR League. But as was mentioned, we do have quite a few races for tomorrow. 3:10 Eastern, OK Game versus Spec Rock Bonkers, 2C versus Telmoran. 5:40 p.m. Eastern, Noble Foxes and Shack Tools Digging Game, Hayfield Bay versus Asder. 6:10, we've got Potato Pouch and the Eastern Skippers, Magno versus Zelga. And also at 6:10, Pugs and Roomies Game 2, Dante versus Kappa. And that appears to be all the races coming up tomorrow on the Invitational League. When channels become known, they of course will be posted.
Make sure to give both Andy and Jamie sure a follow. Thank you.
Also, oh, sorry.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Shout outs to Linkforce for doing the tracking tonight. Always nice to have that going well. VXR, it was a pleasure doing comment with you tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely consider checking out the race over on the ALTTPR League. And hopefully see everybody later tonight for that other invitational race. over on SG2. With that, have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yeah. Take care.